I am here today to do a quick video on the watercolor effect you can get with Tombow brush pens. So I did a live video on Instagram just the other day. I think it was actually yesterday, and it did not turn out so well. I had never done the watercolor technique before. I had watched videos on it, but I'd never done it, and it did not turn out so well. So I kept practicing. I practiced a lot last night, and I made another weekly spread with the watercolor technique that I really ended up liking. So I wanted to show you guys how I did this particular technique. And for my weekly spread, I actually put cardstock over some of the boxes so that they would stay white. But I have a few tips for anyone who wants to try out the watercolor technique for themselves. And that's what I'm going to show you today. So what you need to get started is Tombow brush pens, whatever color you want. You need a spray bottle, a misting spray bottle, a Ziploc bag, and paper towel, which I've already been using mine, but it's fine. So there's two ways you can start. You can either do the water first and then put the color after that, or you could do it the other way. You could put the color on there and then spray it with water. I actually like the effect a lot better whenever I spray water first. I spray it 2 or 3 times. Take my brush and color over it. Now, the brush will actually, or the pen will actually soak up the water quite a bit. So the next time you use it, it will actually have less pigment. But then this is what I do. I lay it down. I don't rub it, I just tap it. And I lift it up and I tap again. That way you don't have a whole bunch of water all in one area, because then it can warp the page, especially if you're doing it in your planner. If you're doing it on cardstock, it's not so bad, but if you do it in your planner, a lot of times the pages will warp really bad if you get too much water. So that's what the paper towel is for. And I still have some color left, so keep pressing. And it kind of reminds me of splatter paint, you know? Okay, now I'm gonna do green on top. There's a reason I'm leaving my pens out, so I'll tell you after I finish this. Sorry, my youngest daughter is being really loud. She's playing in the living room. And then you just place it wherever you like. And then I added, I put cardstock where I didn't want color on my weekly spread. So if you want to do that. And it kind of gives it like a watercolor splatter paint effect, which I really liked. All right, and then I guess I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like whenever you leave a cardstock. I'll use this just for reference. Actually, I am going to use cardstock. Okay, and this is just, I cut cardstock out with my Happy Planner weekly box punch so that it was the right size for each box. I'll use some different. I use blue this time. So it's probably best if you put like a little bit of washi tape folded on itself so that you can stick it on here or the page and then stick this on top so it doesn't move. I just left it the way it was because I didn't care about it being super precise. I also was running out of time, so I tried to fit too much in one day. Whatever. Okay, and then I might have sprayed a little bit too much water this time. That's okay. Yeah, it's probably best if you do washi tape because of the water, it makes it stick. But whenever you pull it up, you'll have a blank space, which I really liked because then I could create a pattern effect in my weekly spread. All right. So that's how I did my watercolor effect. That's the way I liked it, where it was more like splatter paint. Now I'll show you what I like to do with the pens after, or something interesting that I found that I might be able to use. I actually used it here. You can actually get a gradient. So the pens seem to actually soak up the water, and the next time I use them, I noticed that a lot of the pigment is gone. It's watered down. So if you ended up wanting to get a lighter pigment from the brush, you could do the watercolor technique and have it soak up water, and you can use that to add a little gradient in your weekly spread. So you get a really cool ombre effect with your pens after you rub them in water. But I think I'm going to use this more often. I really like it. I really like that effect. But that's how I got the watercolor watercolor technique with the Tombow brush pens. I got the ideas from Boho Berry. I actually saw one of her videos yesterday. Maybe it was the day before. Sometime in the past week, I was watching one of her videos, and I really wanted to try it out. And I think she learned it from somebody else, but I'll put a link to her video below so y'all can go check it out. But thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.